the first major course that I did with Scientology was a dual course. They sold it together as a package. It was TRs on objective training routines and objectives, and the purification rundown sold as a dual package. Purification rundown was basically mega dosing on vitamins and sweating it out in a sauna.
Okay.
And I actually, through that process, got quite high, quite stoned, sitting in a sauna, simply through the detoxification process of stuff trapped in your body at a cellular level being released. You pee it out eventually, but during the release process, it's active. Whatever these active components are active in your bloodstream. And the training routines was particularly interesting, and it's what's called drilling, where for example, I can't go too much into this because someone listening or watching this could be influenced by the strength of this, but it's a set of instructions that you can give in such a way that not following the instructions is not an option that the person considers.
Okay. So this is something like in sales where you do an alternative close, like I say, all right, so do you want to sign up with us for a free years of newspaper, or do you want to sign up to get the discount?
Well, that's a false dichotomy. That's a false dichotomy you're offering someone there. This is more, you're not actually giving them a choice. You're giving them an instruction that it doesn't to them to not follow.
Wow.
And it's all to do with the delivery and the tone. In fact, Scientology has something called a tone scale, and tone 40 is the top of that. If you deliver an instruction at tone 40, the person receiving it will always obey it without any conscious realization that they've done so.
So it sounds like something from neuro-linguistic programming, like
close
breaking rapport, that sort of thing.
It's an instruction. It's an instruction. And the closest thing would probably be like from Frank Herbert's Dune, with the more deep sort of thing. Like when delivered correctly, if I was to give you an instruction with tone 40 intention, and in such a way that you would just do it, and it wouldn't even occur to you that there was an option not to do it, or that you'd even followed it unintentionally.
Right. So we're not talking about like just somebody who was in the church and who respected your authority or something like that. We're talking like you could do this to anybody and they would obey you, regardless of the command, or certain types of commands.
If you can master tone 40, it would be regardless of command. But whilst you're mastering that and your own personal skill level, obviously the command that you give and the person's belief would affect, like, for example, I might say, Kurt, make me a coffee, and that would be, you wouldn't be a big thing. You go and do that, right? I'd say something like, Kurt, go kill yourself, and you're like, you wouldn't. So there's that level of in that, but true delivery of tone 40, like, it's irrelevant to your belief. It will always be obeyed. And we used to drill those instructions and start with basic stuff, like instruction might be something like, look at that wall. Right. And when you deliver in that sense of the training routine, acknowledgement is very important too. So you look at the wall, I would say, thank you.
Right.
Or if you looked at the floor, or you looked at the ceiling, or you looked at something other than the wall, there's no acknowledgement. There is only a repetition of the instruction. And this would be drilled and drilled and drilled and drilled. And it's one of the first introductory things that new staff members do for when they're out there in the public trying to get them in to buy the courses and buy the books and so forth.
Okay.
But so there's definitely axioms within Scientology, like if you do this, then that are 100%.
Wow.
And the basic level is like level 1, level 2, level 3, and you go level 0 is, again, a key skill you just simply sit across from someone, probably a foot apart. So you and I would be sitting across from each other in chairs, just looking at each other.
Yep.
Level 0 is done with the eyes closed. And it's just for you just to be comfortable. Just comfortable sitting that close to someone else.
Okay.
And level 1 is with your eyes open. So we'll be sitting close, like a foot probably, just chairs close together, just looking at each other. Of course, the natural reaction to that is to giggle and laugh, and you just where you can be 100% perfectly comfortable and not completely not in effect of being that close, and just basically staring at each other without smiling, without giggling. And then it goes up to where you start issuing commands or asking questions. And like, no, I might say, do fish swim? You can answer with either yes, no, or I don't know. They're all legitimate answers to the question.
Yeah.
But if you were to say anything else that is not a legitimate answer to the question, I would just repeat the question.
Right.
But if you were to say yes, no, or maybe, then
so if I say, why are you asking me about fish?
I'll repeat the question. Why do fish swim? Let's run this for a sec, see if it works.
Okay.
Why do fish swim?
Why do they swim? Or do they? You're asking. Okay, they swim because.
Why do fish swim?
They want to get somewhere.
Thank you. Why do fish swim?
It's in their nature.
Thank you. Why do fish swim?
They have to get through the water.
Thank you. Why do fish swim?
They just want to.
Thank you. Why do fish swim?
They have the ability and the drive.
Thank you. So in each of those responses you gave, they are actual answers to the question. So I acknowledge your answer with a thank you. But it reaches when you go, oh, look, this is ridiculous. How many times have we been doing that? Why are we doing it? Then instead of acknowledging you and saying thank you, I would say, I'll repeat the question. Why do fish swim? And that's actually like a running a routine. And the gradient increases. And the gradient of resistance, because you're practicing with a twin, as they call them, the gradient of resistance would increase throughout to the point. And then later on, you're actually giving people touch that wall, touch that wall, touch that wall. And thank you. And to the point where someone say, no, I'm sick of this. And you would physically move them to the wall, physically take their hand and touch. So you're physically forcing them to touch the wall. And then you would say, thank you. Because they'd actually touched the wall.
It sounds sick.
You would run these for hours. But it adopts the tone 40 intention. So, and if you unwittingly, a person comes across you and you give them an instruction like touch that wall, they will touch that wall. I have no idea why they've obeyed you or touched the wall, but they will do it. And again, I was being in sales at the time. It was quite a good course that I did.
Yeah. What you were saying about tone 40, it does make me think about when I used to do door-to-door sales. And in the beginning, I was very uncomfortable telling people what to do. But at my best, I would just be like, yeah, go grab your phone bill, go grab your driver's license. Let's get this set up. And I remember saying to my boss one night, I said to him, people just do what you tell them to. And he's like, yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
It blew my mind.
They do. And just think, you're spending 4 hours a day drilling that, go get your phone bill.
Yeah, well, I did.
and through the course, and you also, with the way, another benefit of training with your twin, reaches a point where you no longer expect someone to say no.
Of course,
and that's
yes.
Delivery of intention. When you just know that they're going to do it. It doesn't even occur to you that they might not say no. They don't say.
Yes.
If you're worried that they might say no, they might say no. But when you know that they're not going to say no, they don't say no.
Yes. Yeah, people do comply with your expectations. It is very strange I guess
Well,
you
that's how
have
the
to be.
matrix
Yeah.
and statutory regulations and all the crap that goes along with the society is able to function so well, with so few in control of so many, that they know this already. They know the data, and they use it to their advantage.
That's true.
Tax collectors in blue uniforms are just a deterrent that they've already understand, and through the conditioning with media, TV, propaganda, and so forth, that just is just cream on top of the cake. But they recognise that generally people need instruction, and especially
Yeah.
the state of fear, and the greatest fear ever is always the fear of the unknown. People are hungry for instruction. So, but it must be delivered with confidence, the authoritative, the respect for authority that's conditioned into people.